Right now at 6 o'clock, we're following breaking news in southwest Oklahoma City. One person killed in an overnight shooting. I'm Lacie Lowry. Coming up, we'll check in with Brianna Brown. She has the latest at the scene from police.
Waking up to freezing fog in parts of Oklahoma. You got to watch some of the bridges. We'll talk about the worst conditions, how we're faring in the metro, and when we see the 60s return.
I'm Robin Marsh. Boomer Sooner. The bracket is set and the Sooners are in the college football playoffs. Alabama is coming to town. We'll tell you all the details you need to know this morning. It's ahead on 9.
Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
6 a.m. on a Monday morning, and a new coach for the Cowboys being introduced in Stillwater today.
There's a lot of football headlines. You got the OSU with the new coach, OU making the
college
playoffs. Football playoffs.
Let's go, right?
I know.
Still an exciting time for sure. And the weather, Mother Nature trying to get a first down, it looks like this morning. Lacie?
Good morning, guys. It is Monday, back to the swing of things, getting the kiddos ready for school. It's a cold start in the metro. Visibility's fine with the fog. The roads are mostly dry. Megan will have your full traffic update coming up in just a minute, but that's the view. You get further west, we are seeing some fog set up shop. So let me show you where we could have more dense fog now for the next 2 hours. We're watching from Alva to Fairview, Clinton, Weatherford, Hinton, down to Lawton. Some light fog possible in Oklahoma City and some fog settling in the southeast. But the key is, where are we down into the 20s, where that fog coincides, and that's where we're seeing these worst conditions from Clinton to Weatherford, back up to Watonga to Sealing, and in some of these elevated surfaces, you may also see some slick bridges. So watch for ice on the elevated surfaces, Cordell, Clinton, Weatherford, Watonga, Sealing, back to Hinton, and within that low cloud deck, enough moisture. We've had some snowflakes reported in and around the Weatherford area, and that is in the very, very low levels. I'll show you that coming up. It's a phenomenon you call diamond dust. When it's coming out of fog, it doesn't happen very often, but that is occurring in portions of Weatherford where it is 25 degrees. Now, thick cloud cover overhead in Oklahoma City. That's kind of worked like a blanket overnight. We're at 30 currently, which is cold, but that's pretty close to average. Compare that to the teens where you had clear skies for a while overnight last night in the west. Hour by hour today, eventually this cloud deck erodes away. Finally, we see sunshine across Oklahoma and back into the upper 40s. 60s the next couple of days and a cold blast for your weekend. You're 9 days, minutes away.
We do start with breaking news on the southwest side of the metro. Police tell News 9 one person is dead after a shooting at an apartment complex. Let's go down to Southwest 89th and Western. Our Brianna Brown is there. Brianna, what are police telling you this morning?
Robin, yes, we're here at the Brookwood Village Apartments. Now, this is where police have confirmed one person is dead following a shooting early this morning. Now, as you can see, this is right here off Western and Brookwood Drive. And there's also an elementary school that's right across the street here. That's Sky Ranch Elementary. Now, we do have some video of what that scene looked like when we first arrived. Police actually had most of this apartment complex blocked off, and they have put us back a little bit from where that scene is just to keep it secure. Now, they haven't given us any suspect information just yet, but we did speak with them when we arrived here on scene.
We'll be out here for the rest of the morning. Our homicide investigators are out right now along with our CSI.
Now, we will continue to update you with more information as we learn more about any potential suspects, but we'll keep you updated here on News 9, live in Oklahoma City. Brianna Brown, Oklahoma's own News 9.
New this morning, some heartbreaking news from Hinton. Hinton Public Schools says longtime wrestling coach Craig Pruitt has died in an accident over the weekend. In a Facebook post, the superintendent says Coach Pruitt was more than a coach. He was a mentor, a role model, and a source of encouragement. Counseling will be available for students and staff in the coming days as they grieve Coach Pruitt. Back here in the metro, War Acres police identify the driver accused of hitting and killing a mother and critically injuring her daughter as they were crossing the street on Sunday. Police say 68-year-old Michael Osborne was driving recklessly when he struck the 45-year-old woman and her 19-year-old daughter near Northwest 39th and MacArthur while they were in the crosswalk. Osborne has been arrested for driving under the influence of drugs and second-degree murder.
Other headlines this morning. A Newcastle father convicted of murdering his infant son could spend the rest of his life in prison. In October, a jury found Hunter Smiley, here he is, guilty of first-degree murder for the 2024 death of his 9-month-old baby boy. Investigators say they found the child unresponsive and that the little boy died from injuries consistent with abuse. Earlier this week, a McLean County judge sentenced Smiley to life with the possibility of parole. New charges are filed against 2 Del City residents accused of abusing and torturing a vulnerable woman who had disabilities. In April, Del City police say Jennifer Went, there on the left, repeatedly hit the woman with disabilities. The woman was in Jennifer Went's care. Went is now charged with 14 counts of assault and kidnapping. Her roommate, Cody Linnell, is also facing charges of assault and kidnapping. Both are due back in court in January. A third roommate has already pled guilty. In fact, he received a 10-year sentence.
Choctaw police arrest an Uber driver over the weekend accused of driving under the influence on the job with a passenger in the car. Police say Justice Johnson, seen here, was in the middle of dropping off a passenger when they pulled him over. They say while Johnson's customer was responsible and called for a ride after a night out with friends, Johnson was under the influence of alcohol and drugs. Police say a bottle of rum and a bottle of marijuana were recovered from his car. He was arrested and police had to take his customer home.
All right, 6:06. Let's see how we're doing on the Monday morning drive. Here is meteorologist Megan Gold eyeing things. How are we looking out there, Megan?
We're looking good. Of course, this morning, again, we're talking about the potential for freezing fog. We've already seen some dense fog develop from areas like Weatherford and Clinton, and temperatures are cold enough that we could see a thin glaze of ice develop, black ice on the bridges and overpasses. So we just want you to be safe. A couple shots for you here. I-40 in May, looking off to the west. If you're coming in from the west side, things look good. Of course, we do have that dense fog out west. On the other side of the metro, I-40 and Air Depot out by Tinker. Pretty quiet out there, but things will pick up. No crashes to report to you here. So if you're hitting the roadways, you are good to go. Here's a look at visibilities right now. And again, it's just that spot out to the west from Thomas to Custer City, Clinton, Arapahoe, where visibilities are down to less than about a half of a mile. So the good news, your morning commute a little dicey in spots where the fog is dense, but this afternoon we'll have sunshine and your evening commute looks great. Guys, back to you.
Big day in Stillwater. OSU's new head football coach, Eric Morris, will officially be introduced to Cowboy fans today. Morris has a 5-year contract. His salary starts at $3.8 million and does include performance incentives. Morris's family, as you can see from this video, came to Stillwater over the weekend, and he is very excited for the upcoming season.
So good. Welcome home to Stillwater. Go Pokes.
Welcome home to Stillwater. The introductory news conference is today at 1:30 at the OSU Alumni Center. We will be there. You can watch the stream live on the News 9 app or news9.com.
And his wife and his 2 kids beside them there checking out the football field at Boone Pickens Stadium.
He's already got the hand signals
Welcome
down.
to Oklahoma.
There you go. Let's check in with Lacie Swope. She's in the Bob Mills Weather Center. Hey, Lace.
Good morning, guys. Yes, welcome to Oklahoma. We get all 4 seasons. Sometimes we have severe weather all 12 months of the year. But not everyone gets hit by a tornado. That's a myth. Okay, not everyone here has had a house that has been destroyed by a tornado. If you're new to Oklahoma, it does not happen. But we do have the chance for some black ice this morning. ODOT is out treating the roadways in Custer County where the visibility is poor due to freezing fog. We have cloud cover and that clears out, guys. We're expecting sunshine as we head into your afternoon. A welcome change, and we're soaring back to the 60s ahead of our next cold front. Your 9-day is minutes away.
Still ahead, a high-profile Oklahoma murder case just got a new judge. That judge had to pull their name out of a box. When Richard Glossip will face this new judge, it's coming up. But first,
Shame on you. Oh, you. Shame on you.
Students at the University of Oklahoma protesting after a now viral psychology assignment lands a teaching assistant instructor on leave. The response from OU student government when we come back. All right, bus stop forecast time, and those
Bundle
kiddos
up.
have to, grab the coats. Maybe mom could take you to school
it's
today.
cold.
Layer up. It's 30 degrees in Oklahoma City.
Chilly.
I mean, it's been a whole lot colder than that here across the metro. You get in western Oklahoma, it's in the teens and 20s, and that's where it is absolutely frigid. Now, as far as the bus stoppers go, you want to layer up, you want to have the hat, the gloves, that sort of thing. And we're talking kind of a scientific phenomenon that we're watching out to the west. I want to show you. We're in the 20s, the 30s by the time we get to midday, upper 40s by 3 o'clock. That's the forecast. Now, Lisa, I appreciate you so much. She's been sending in these pictures from Weatherford because she walks outside. It's like, boom, everything is white, and it looks like it has snowed overnight. Now, there is the possibility that when you, what'd she say?
Flakes.
Okay, she said actual. I have Lacie messaging her for me to try to get the exactly what's going on. Folks in Weatherford, I would just like to know how widespread this is. My suspicion is this is a very localized area. Now, this is not going to be like typical snow that is falling from the cloud deck. What this would be from is likely moisture being pumped in by some source near Lisa that actually causes there to be just enough to precipitate out. Not widespread snow. This is not something that's going to blanket the whole area. Lacey's laughing at me, but it's fascinating because this is not a snow that forms from the clouds growing and causing precipitation that then falls. It's kind of like what happens with lake effect snow. So Lisa, thank you for sending me that. She sent another picture here just to prove it. She's like, girl, it is snowing in Weatherford. I'm not lying. Lisa, I appreciate you. It's just so cool to see. This does happen, and it's awesome. So this is actually the AC unit there, and she wrote it in there. She wrote snow. So let me know, folks in Weatherford. This may be a couple blocks wide. I just want to know how wide it is. One thing that happened overnight, the difference between Clinton and Weatherford is staggering, and you know that's only like 20 miles apart. So overnight, the skies were clear in Clinton. You drop down to 18 degrees. Back over towards the east, just about 20 miles, lows in the 20s with more cloud cover. There's a huge difference in temperature and a huge difference in the amount of moisture content in that area. That can also help aid in the very low levels to get some flakes, but it's going to be in a super isolated kind of micro area there in Dewey, or maybe even up to Dewey County, but likely just in Custer County. The rest of us, the cloud deck is here. The stratus clouds are definitely overhead, and in some areas, the fog has become very dense. So in Weatherford, the fog is starting to settle up, especially over along 183 to Clinton, and where you have that additional moisture cranked in, you can get some ice on elevated surfaces. So please be careful traveling. ODOT is out. The plows are out treating the roadways along I-40 up and down 183, but watch for black ice from 270 from Hinton to Watonga and back up to Sealing. And there's a chance for some light fog in Oklahoma City versus very dense fog going on in low-lying areas from Alva down to Lawton. Now, that's what we're expecting through mid-morning. It hasn't set up like that as of yet. It's just in that isolated zone. Lucky Star Skycam Network live from our Integris cam. Sun comes up at 7:27. We're at 30 degrees in Oklahoma City. It's cold, but it's not terrible. It is much colder out west, down into the teens and low 20s, and the winds are 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wind chill down into the teens and the low 20s. Winds are light, but even a breath of wind when it's this cold does cause that wind chill factor. So layer up, bundle up. We're in the 40s later today, and the skies are expected to clear out today. That stratus cloud deck will finally erode away, warming back into the 40s, some 50s into western Oklahoma, upper 50s in the northwest, and then we're watching our next storm system out over the Pacific, area of low pressure for Oklahoma. It's mainly going to be a wind maker. So today, kind of a light breeze, south winds pick up some out west. Tonight, 10 to 20 mile an hour wind, and then tomorrow, the wind becomes a factor, but it's a south breeze. So it's a warm day tomorrow. Winds 15, 25, some gusts to 30, might have a gust or two to 35 miles per hour, and that helps warm us up ahead of the cold front that hits Wednesday. Now, this front that hits Wednesday is weak, and it passes by dry heading into Thursday. More 60s. Friday, yet another front slams in, but this one has the chance to be much stronger. And in fact, the orientation, the way it's coming from more northerly to southerly, it really has a chance to pull in some Arctic air. Saturday and Sunday do look very cold, but dry. And our next chance for rain tries to make its way back in here as we head into early next week. We'll see. In the meantime, kind of some ups and downs. 62 tomorrow, 56 Wednesday, 63 on Thursday, 49 Friday with some 30s heading into the weekend. Folks in Weatherford, again, keep sending me your reports because I'm fascinated. I believe you, Lisa. Back to you.
Oh, you, shame on you. Oh, you, shame on you. Oh, you, shame on you. Oh, you, shame on you.
Hundreds marched on OU's campus over the weekend, calling for the university to protect their professors. The fallout comes after OU placed a graduate student instructor on leave for giving student Samantha Fulnicki a failing grade on a now viral psychology assignment.
Now, critics say that Samantha did not meet the essay requirements, but she told us her previous assignments proved otherwise.
I've written them all the same structure, same grammar. Obviously,
haven't changed my grammar this semester. So I've been writing them the same all semester, and I've gotten 100 on all of them up until this point.
Now, the university said Fulnicki's failed assignment will not count toward her final grade in the class.
OU graduate students also condemning the university's treatment of the graduate student instructor. The Graduate Student Senate passed a resolution calling on OU to now formally apologize to the grad assistant and protect them from harassment. The Graduate Student Senate says the passing grade for the student, quote, further harms the campus community as it erodes the value of an OU degree.
All right, we'll switch gears here. It is 6:18 on a Monday morning. Let's see how we're doing on that morning drive. Megan, I know you've been watching cameras all across the metro this morning.
Yes, and here in the metro, visibilities are just fine on some of those cameras. We do have some of that haze from the humidity, but it's areas out I-40 back to the west where we do have reduced visibilities, and we're worried about the slick spots where the fog is much denser. Hey, a car wash outlook for you here. We are a very dry forecast, at least for the next 7 days. Our next chance for a little bit of moisture comes in a week from today, so really good to go. And as mentioned this morning, really our last chance at some fog. Tomorrow morning looks a whole lot better. Here's the view from our Integris camera. Northwest Expressway, Lake Hefner Parkway looks good. Those of you coming in from the south side, South 89th, smooth sailing down there. And then same deal up to the north, 235 Broadway Extension. Looking off to the south, you're good to go, and visibilities are just fine. So really metro-wide city streets, major area highways, good to go into Oklahoma City. Your normal drive times, and right now those drive times do look like this from Edmond into Oklahoma City, taking about 18 minutes. Norman to OKC 25, and El Reno will take you about 30 minutes. More on that fog from Lacie here in a few minutes, guys. Back to you.
It's official. The Sooners are in the college football playoffs when OU will face off against SEC rival Alabama in Norman for a chance to keep their postseason alive. We're talking about it next. All right, it's time for the outdoor forecast. Lacie, rifle season ended yesterday.
It did. That was it. So hopefully everyone had a chance to fill their tags, get those harvests in. We have so many pictures coming up that we'll be showing you over the next couple of weeks. I love this picture. This is Trip, guys, from Payne County. That is a 14-point whitetail buck.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Congrats to you, big guy. Is that not beautiful? So they've been seeing this deer off and on the trail cam for a few weeks, and finally it all came together. And so many reports like that coming on in. So share your pictures, your reports. We'd love to see those. It's cold this morning. It has been definitely deer hunting type of a weekend. It was just socked in across most of our counties with the exception of the west. You had sunshine. Today, more fog settling on in. It's light in the metro. It is much more dense in the west. Temperatures in the mid-30s by 10. And today those skies clear out. We'll see sunshine and 40s on the way, but I want to let you know as you're hitting the roadways, or maybe you're going to be climbing up in a ladder stand, there could be ice on the steps, ice on the elevated surfaces from Weatherford to Clinton to Watonga. That's where the fog is the most dense, and you're down into the teens and 20s. So freezing fog is occurring with some light snowflakes going on out near Weatherford. I'll show you more on the forecast and what to expect and when it feels much warmer. That's coming up.
And still ahead this morning, community leaders in Northeast Oklahoma City are pushing back against a woman who will be appointed to the OKCPS Bond Oversight Committee. Why those who live in that specific district say someone who lives there with them should represent them. And when the board is voting on that appointment, it's coming up.
Also, a community coming together to remember that 6-year-old little boy that was tragically killed when he was hit by a school bus last week here in the metro. What the boy's mother plans to ask the city to protect other children, that story ahead.
You're watching Oklahoma's own News 9 this morning.
Good morning, Oklahoma. A live look at El Reno, America this morning on the Lucky Star Skycam network. Love the Christmas lights. We'll bring it back downtown. You can see the fog as the Devon Tower is trying to show that big red light this morning. Here's Norman. Good morning, Norman. Starting to wake up. Interstate traffic, there it goes. And finally, Broadway Extension. Right there, the American Fidelity camera. It is a foggy start to your morning. We do say thanks for joining us here. I'm Lacie Lowry with Robin Marsh.
Well, good morning. morning. Did you get your Christmas tree up yet, Lacie?
I got it out of the attic.
Okay. Making progress.
It might stay there on my living room floor. I got to get it up.
Well, today might be a day to be inside, Lacie, to get all those to-dos done, right?
This morning, it's chilly in Oklahoma City. We're going to see sunshine this afternoon. It's going to be beautiful later today compared to where we've been over the weekend. Still a cool day for sure. We're talking 40s for highs, but hey, warmer than the weekend. And there is sunshine galore expected today across the state versus just those western counties. Now, what's going on? We still have the thick cloud deck. We still have the stratus clouds overhead. That's what you're seeing on yellow and orange. You get west of 183, skies are clear, and you're so much colder where you've had clear skies overnight. Now for the next couple of hours, we may see more freezing fog set up shop, and right now we do have freezing fog ongoing from Sealing to Watonga to Weatherford, and that goes back down to Hobart. The densest fog between Clinton, Weatherford, and Watonga, and you are in the low 20s, which means this could start to cause ice on elevated surfaces. So when you get that much moisture on the bridges or on your front step, if it's not connected to the soil, your deck, that could mean some black ice. Please be careful. ODOT is treating the roadways in Custer County right now. We've also had some very light snow out of the fog. Not snow you're going to see on radar. It is not that type of deal, and it is very isolated in nature. Your Lucky Star Skycam network. This is a metro view. Parking lots are dry, very light fog. Megan will have your full traffic update coming up, and we're at 30 in Oklahoma City. We're not cold enough to have icy bridges. Over in El Reno, it's 28 though, and then we are down into the teens out to the west. This afternoon, sunshine and 40s is what we're expecting, and we're in the 60s tomorrow. That 9 days coming up.
Lacie, thanks so much. Oklahoma City police investigating a homicide. We've learned a man was found shot to death inside an apartment on the southwest side. It happened about 1 this morning at the Brookwood Village Apartments right near Southwest 89th and Western. Police tell News 9 multiple people were seen running away from the apartment complex, but at this point, they do not have a description of a suspect. In fact, we can tell you a large portion of the apartment complex was blocked off while police were investigating.
We'll be out here for the rest of the morning. Our homicide investigators are out right now along with our CSI.
And police actually had canine units in the area trying to track down and find some of those suspects. At this point, no one has been detained in connection with the murder. The person's name has not been released. We're following developments in the new trial of former Oklahoma death row inmate Richard Glossop. A new Oklahoma County judge is now assigned to the case after her name was picked out of a box.
Pretty unusual tactic, but it comes as all 6 criminal judges in Oklahoma County have been taken off the case. 3 recused themselves, 3 others simply walked away. News 9's Deanne Stein explains.
After exhausting the criminal judges in Oklahoma County, the chief district judge had to turn to those on the civil docket. During the hearing, Judge Richard Ogden put 2 of those judges' names into a box, Judge Amy Palumbo and Judge Natalie May. The name pulled out of the box was Judge May. Ogden said he chose those 2 because they also have significant criminal trial experience. He said it's rare to have all criminal docket judges recuse themselves from the same case. Many of the judges stepped down after objections from Glossop's attorney Don Knight, who says he does not want a judge on the case who has any ties to the district attorney's office, the same office that prosecuted Glossop in his first 2 trials. Knight says the constant delays are weighing on his client, who remains behind bars at the Oklahoma County Jail.
He's 62 years old and has been on death row for 28 years and survived 9 executions and 3 last meals and all of these horrible things. It takes a toll on your mental health, your physical health. He is a survivor.
Glossop, who spent 30 years on death row for the 1997 murder of his boss, Barry Van Treese, was granted a new trial earlier this year by the U.S. Supreme Court. The first court date before Judge May is set for December 29th at 11:30 a.m. In the newsroom, Deanne Stein for Oklahoma's Own.
If Judge May does not work out, Judge Ogden says he is prepared to consider judges in Canadian County. We'll be watching.
This has been a high-profile case in Stillwater, and now we know 18-year-old Jesse Butler from Stillwater will return to court today. Butler was sentenced to 1 year of counseling after pleading no contest to several counts of rape and strangulation. Investigators say the victim told a Stillwater school resource officer that Butler physically and sexually abused her several times back in 2024. He's expected in court at 1:30 this afternoon so the judge can evaluate if he has been following his sentencing requirements.
A man accused in a deadly 2023 road rage shooting in Norman is also expected in court today. Investigators say the suspect, Mark Kotka, shot and killed Christian Garola after a road rage altercation along Main Street in Norman. Officers say Kotka was the aggressor. His attorneys claim self-defense. Kotka is charged with first-degree murder and is set to have a hearing on pending motions today at 1:30.
Well, family and friends gathering over the weekend to honor the life of a 6-year-old little boy taken too soon. 6-year-old Adrian Salgado. Police say Adrian was hit and killed by a school bus. Last week, when he was in the neighborhood, he crossed in front of the bus right near Southwest 51st and Douglas, and he was killed. The community coming together, holding a candlelight vigil for little Adrian. Adrian's mother was there. She says she is so thankful for all the support.
He was 1 in a million, a happy boy. Everybody has done so much for us. We're really grateful for their donations, their messages, their prayers, everything that they have done for us.
To Mom Jennifer, we are thinking about you this morning. She says she does not blame the bus driver. The mother plans to ask the city, though, for more signs and even speed bumps in the neighborhood to help keep other children safe. There is a link to the family's GoFundMe on our website to help with funeral expenses for little Adrian.
Your time, 6:36. Need to check in with meteorologist Megan Gold. She's watching the roads for us this morning. Megan, how's it looking?
Across the metro right now. Of course, the areas of the thicker fog back to the west, and I'll show you some spots back on the west side of the metro, but even then really closer to Oklahoma City, we're doing just fine. Here's our Broadway extension shot from American Fidelity, the cloud cover hanging in thick this morning. There's that western shot for you. I-40 and Meridian looks good to go, and then down to the south, can't forget about you all. If you're traveling from Norman into Oklahoma City, I-35 and Robinson looking off to the north looks good to go there as well. We haven't had any crashes this morning, so all of our major thoroughfares are free of any big slowdowns. Still talking about that freezing fog potential out to the west, and where it's the thickest from Oakwood down to Fay, Custer City to Clinton. So if you're traveling out I-40, a big heads up, bridges and overpasses could have a thin sheet of ice on them. As Lacey's mentioned, they are treating the roads out in Custer County, but right now here in Oklahoma City, your drive times are good to go. Just be safe as you hit the roadways, guys.
They're going to know your DNA, and it still comes down to executing either side of the ball.
Coach Venable says the Sooners will be ready because the Sooners are in the college football playoff bracket. It has been released. OU in the 8th spot. There was a lot of speculation of who OU would be facing in this first round, and guess what? Alabama coming back to town. Yep, Alabama returns to Norman Owen Field a week from Friday, December 19th, in an SEC showdown. The winner will move on to the Rose Bowl and face the #1 ranked Indiana.
Man, oh man, we're hoping for a repeat of the last time they played Alabama. It ended with the OU victory 23-21.
In the last few seconds too,
I'm
right?
telling you, it was close, and I feel like all of these games are going to be top notch at this point.
I'm telling you, poor Toby Rowland. I mean, I don't know if he gives us the heart attack or if it's the players that give everyone a heart attack, but man, listening to him on the radio, Lacey, it's so exciting.
It is. I think he can verbalize what we're all thinking and feeling so well. You're like, yes, you said it correctly.
Lacey, that's a Friday night game,
yes.
And you're watching the weather pretty closely for that game in Norman.
Yeah, it does look like it's going to be definitely a chilly one for sure. And by the end of next week, which is just off the 9-day forecast, we do still have the chance for maybe a storm system coming on through. We're watching it closely. It's not locked in. This morning, what's been socked in has been this cloud cover. It's been tough to erode away. Still a little fog this morning, some freezing fog in the west. ODOT's out treating the roadways this morning in Custer County. We'll show you that. 20s to low 30s, but guys, sunshine returns today. We'll time it all out coming up.
There's a lot of fear. I remember nights laying on a mattress with several other children in a room in a corner, afraid of the man that's going to come in and take one of us.
For most of his life, painter Kyle Trudell lived under the weight of unresolved trauma from abuse he suffered as a child. Now, for the first time, he's sharing his story with our Amanda Taylor. What gave him the strength to face his past and process the emotions that still plague him as an adult? And how he's using his artistic gifts now to help families in tough situations. See our special report, Painting Hope. It's this Thursday at 10 p.m.
All right, 6:43. It is a Monday morning. Glad you're here with us on News 9. How's the day going to shape up today, Lace?
Well, skies eventually start to clear out. We have not had sunshine in days across central Oklahoma, and today that thick cloud cover should erode out of here around lunchtime, early afternoon. So we'll be warmer today than where we've been.
I need the sunshine.
Yes.
That's
All
my
do.
mood, I've realized.
Yeah. How many people were just completely lazy and didn't get off the couch
Oh
all
my
day?
gosh, you don't even want to get outside.
I know.
Yeah.
It's soup weather, fireplace weather.
Yes.
Don't get much accomplished type of weather. Western Oklahoma had full sun over the weekend, 50s and 60s, and now we've got a big difference. Where we had clear skies, there are lower and mid-teens out west. The clouds worked as a blanket for the metro, keeping temperatures in the 30s. And what I'm going to show you here is an explainer, because some folks out west are going to wake up to the ground being white, okay, in isolated areas. There's a couple things going on. Freezing fog is when you have moisture in the low levels. It's going to be below what the radar beam even sees, okay? Not true precipitation falling, and it causes very thick frost. In fact, the frost gets so thick it has its own name, and there's two different types. One is rime ice. This is when on your fence posts, typically on metal or on trees that can get really, really cold, it'll have needles sticking off of it. That is called rime ice. Hoarfrost is when you have clear skies, and this may be going on where you don't have the fog in far western Oklahoma, and it turns everything kind of a shade of white. What can also happen is in the few hundred feet off the ground, if the fog gets really thick, you can also have snowflakes develop, and that has happened out in Weatherford. So Lisa sent us that picture. Check out the grass there, very thick frost, some light snow has fallen as well. Look at the AC there. You can see the unit covered in just very light, fluffy flakes, some thick frost, and then some light snow has fallen on that. Thank you, Lisa, for giving us these reports this morning. And that's very possible in isolated areas where you've been so very cold overnight. So if you see some of that as the sun comes up, send me pictures. It's just cool. It's not affecting the roadways other than the elevated surfaces. And really, if you have fog in your area on your drive this morning, you have to watch the bridges. You have to watch the elevated surfaces. We're not seeing that in the Oklahoma City area, but we have the thick cloud cover, and where I'm kind of circling here kind of worked as that blanket, but you're down to 17 in Sealing, 22 now in Clinton, down to 20 degrees in Mangum. Definitely much colder, and that's where the fog is happening, right on that edge where you've had clear skies versus the cloud cover. So 25 Watonga, 25 in Weatherford, 24 in Hobart. In Oklahoma City, we're at 30, and this is where visibility is limited due to that cloud on the ground. So you have to watch your bridges from Watonga along 270, I-40 from Clinton to Weatherford, back to Hinton, up and down 183 going from Sealing all the way down to Hobart and Cordell. So ODOT's out in Custer County treating roads, but just watch it. And over the next couple of hours, the zone we have highlighted here in purple, we may see more of that expand, like what we're seeing down towards Hobart currently. In Oklahoma City, the drive is looking good, but Megan will have you update on any crashes in just a minute. There's the OCCC camera. We keep a close eye on our Lucky Star Skycam network for any additional fog settling in. It's still possible if winds go light completely. We're at 30 in OKC. We are well below freezing. Winds are anywhere from 5 to 10 miles per hour. They're a little stronger in the southeast, and the wind chill is lower teens, mid-teens to low 20s. So cold for your Monday. Layer up. We're in the 40s this afternoon, and eventually those clouds start to erode away. We're expecting sunny skies finally across the region. 59 in Woodward today, 59 in Alva, and the next storm coming out just south of Alaska. It's two lows kind of merging together. That gets closer to us as we head through the next couple of days. That actually helps pull up a gusty south wind, warms us up. 50s and 60s are headed our way. Big warm up compared to where we've been. Weak front hits on Wednesday. Not a big deal. It passes by dry. Thursday, more 60s, and then by Friday, we're watching for the chance of an Arctic blast. Now, some data suggests this is a very glancing blow and does not get as cold over Oklahoma, but we're still leaning towards that colder solution. So it does look like it's frigid by Friday night. Saturday, highs in the 30s. Sunday, we try to make it out of the 30s in a few locations, but still very chilly. And then the chance for maybe some rain moving in as we warm it up early next week, but still no big moisture makers, rain makers, and no snow makers showing up for Oklahoma over the next 9 days. Drought is still the rule. Now tonight, we're going to have stronger winds. So tonight we'll have temperatures in the 20s and the 30s. Some fog is possible way out west, but I don't think it'll be very widespread at all. And I don't think we'll be in a freezing fog scenario. Highs for tomorrow back into the 60s. We warm it up. It's breezy. Wednesday, a north wind and 50s, but still above normal. Then the cold blast hits for your weekend. So we'll talk more about that as we head through the next several days. Chilly for the weekend, guys. We'll watch next week maybe for some moisture chances, but it's a pretty dry 9-day for now. We'll send it back to you.
An Oklahoma Corporation Commissioner says he will not recuse himself from a case involving OG&E, despite OG&E's claims that he is biased. OG&E wants to build new natural gas turbines in Oklahoma County, which would be funded by OG&E customers. The company argues Commissioner Todd Hyatt should not vote on a final order. Attorneys claim he made inflammatory statements about OG&E, including calling the company, quote, evil. Hyatt says the request is absurd and an attempt to silence him.
I won't apologize for doing what my oath of office and the others' oath of office and the state constitution requires of us, and that is to provide oversight of regulated monopoly rates.
The Corporation Commission says it will decide on the final order at a later date. Community leaders in Northeast Oklahoma City are pushing back on a woman who will be appointed to the OKCPS Citizens Oversight Bond Committee.
News 9's Kylie Dedman joins us live in studio on why leaders in the community are saying no to this appointment. Kylie, what's going on?
Yeah, Robin, Lacie, leaders say the person being appointed for District 5, which is the northeast side of Oklahoma City, has no ties to the community and say the relationship between the district and community is critical. Former Citizens Oversight Bond Committee member Shante Alexander says this is not an attack on the person being appointed, but says she and others feel the person appointed should be from within that community to truly understand their needs.
To be able to identify concerns or needs and desires that you would only know about if you were there living day in and day out.
The Citizens Oversight Committee will review whether bond-funded initiatives are progressing on schedule, within budget, and in alignment with the goals voter approved. Oklahoma City Public Schools board member Mike Shelton says voters within the district voted for a nearly $1 million bond. Shelton also says the Citizens Oversight Committee should be Oklahoma City Public Schools residents only. Robin.
Kylie, thanks so much. The school board will meet tonight at the Clara Looper Center for Educational Services. We'll let you know what happens.
Your time now 6:50. Let's check in with meteorologist Megan Gold. She's watching the roads and that Monday morning commute. Hi, Megan.
Hi. Roads are still looking good. What a difference a week makes. Remember, it was just a week ago we had that first round of winter weather. We had hundreds of crashes across the Oklahoma City metro. Nothing like that. There was one very minor crash on a city street about an hour ago, and since then doing just fine. Here is Northwest Expressway. Lake Hefner Parkway has started to see some backups on I-35, but overall doing just fine. Very typical. Nothing unusual. Here's 235 down by the Capitol, looking off to the north at North 13th. So really metro-wide right now, pretty much smooth sailing. Of course, we're continuing to keep an eye on that freezing fog potential for those of you back to the west of Oklahoma City. There are your slow spots over by Moore if you're headed into Oklahoma City, and then in the northbound lanes of I-44. But overall, your drive times into Oklahoma City right now are good to go and normal from all directions. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Hey, I wanted to share with you my next podcast drops this Wednesday. In the Spotlight, I sit down with Olympic legends Bart Connor and Nadia Comaneci. It's actually been 50 years since Nadia stunned the world with that historic perfect 10. They open up more about that moment, the legacy, and the life they share in Oklahoma. It's a powerful, inspiring conversation. You don't want to miss it. It drops Wednesday morning at 10:30 on Oklahoma's Own Originals YouTube page.
Some people don't realize they live here in Oklahoma.
They live here in Oklahoma. She is known around the world. And with the 50-year Nadia event from the Olympics, It's the year of Nadia in Romania, where
Whoa.
she is
year
from.
of Nadia. I love
Starting
it.
this next year.
Oh
And
my
Bart's
gosh.
real funny. He said how he kind of sealed the deal, getting her to be his girlfriend. He got on TV. It was a surprise to her, and he brings roses. And it's like this full story that he shares on the podcast.
They're so sweet. And talk about a power couple. Yes.
Yes,
All they've
powerhouse.
achieved and continue to do and pour into children, too.
All through the Bart Connor Academy down in Norman, Oklahoma, and still imparting so much wisdom on all these young gymnasts.
I can't wait to hear your conversation.
All right, so it's Wednesday morning.
There
It'll
you
drop.
go. All right, it's chilly out there.
Yes, it is definitely chilly. We've got some freezing fog is happening out in western Oklahoma, so we're watching that near the Weatherford area. Today, more sunshine and 40s are expected, 60s tomorrow.
Roads look good.
Roads look good. Be safe out there.
All right, make it a great day.